Can I ask a question?
Of course.
How are people involved with EXP Commercial? Are they also trying to do the business brokerage? Because that certainly seems like two verticals. How are people integrating this into their EXP Commercial?
Well, I mean, I can tell you I've been a business broker since 2006, so I'm going on 20 years here. I associated with EXP Commercial back in 2021 because they wanted, and what I was told is they wanted to build out a business broker division under EXP Commercial. So I do not focus on commercial. Yes, I'm with EXP Commercial, but my focus is still business brokerage. I still, when I'm prospecting, I'm looking for business owners who want to sell. If they own the real estate, which some do, but it's a small percentage, then at that point, I'm happy to set up a long-term lease if they want that, sell the property if they want that. So depending on the owner's objectives, I certainly have more resources now in terms of selling commercial property than I did previously. And I have, an entire network of people all over the country that I can reach out to as well. So I think in terms of doing business brokerage versus doing commercial, there are a lot of agents that are commercial agents that want to learn how to transact a business in the event that they run across it, or they want to know business brokers and establish relationship with them so they can bring them into a deal and satisfy the business owner's objectives working as a team.
Okay, so let's say as a commercial real estate guy, I have a fella and he's selling his building and wants to see, he's retiring, selling the building, and he wants to, sell the company as well. So I refer this over to you. How does EXP work in terms of, do we get some sort of referral fee on the sale of that business?
Yes, typically. There would be a
Mhm.
referral fee on the sale of the business, depending where the business is at and depending on what the seller's objectives are. Some sellers want the business and building packaged together and sold as a package.
Mhm.
Others, it depends on the business value. So let's say you have a building that's worth $2 million, but the business in it is worth another million. So you've got a $3 million transaction potentially. Or you can, sell the business, do a long-term lease if that's what the seller wants, or if the seller wants to sell the building, you can sell the business first and sell the building second. Many of the business owners that I've worked with that own property either want to sell it as a package or they want to do a long-term lease. It's rare. In my experience, it's been rare that somebody said, hey, I want to sell the business first and then I want to sell the building a year or two from now. Although I have had buyers that have come in and done it that way. They've said, I want to buy both, but I only want to buy the business right now. I want to get the business, get my feet on the ground and make sure the business is running well over the next year or two. And then I want to buy the building after that. So then they're looking for a 5-year lease with an option to purchase after year 2 or things
Mhm.
like that. So there's different ways to structure it. But yeah, it really comes down to the seller, what the seller's objectives are.
Okay. So if that occasion happens, we would contact someone within our EXP network like you and collaborate on it then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think the one thing that gets missed the most is identifying up front what the seller really wants and letting the seller know what the options are. Because sometimes they don't know. They just know they have, I mean, literally, I've had people that have said, hey, I shut especially dental practice, right? So, I shut down my practice and I'm selling my building. And, I just sent out a notice to all my patients, to all my clients that we're, closing the practice at the end of the month. And it's like, why would you do that? It's because they don't know. So a lot of what we have to do as business brokers is educate business owners, because sometimes they don't know that they have an asset that is in their business that is also saleable. And so if a commercial
Mhm.
broker reaches them first and doesn't help to educate them, then then the business owner ends up shutting down the business, getting 2 million for his building instead of getting the 3 million that he could have had, right?
Mhm.
Thank
In the process of learning the business brokerage, doesn't EXP have some sort of criteria? Aren't there some courses we're supposed to take?
Yes, so there is a separate business broker amendment or addendum to your independent contractor agreement. And when you request that, then they have you join the IBBA. Hal, what
Yeah,
state are you in?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay. So I believe North Carolina, I believe the Virginia Carolinas Business Broker Association has a relationship with IBBA. So if you join the local association, you get your IBBA membership free
Okay.
or included with it. And it's always better where there's a relationship like that with a local association. You're always better off, in my opinion, to join the local association, because then you also have access to things like closing attorneys. Who are the closing attorneys that the business brokers use to help with those transactions?
Hmm.
Um, and so you get that much more through your local associations.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. But yeah, they will have you take 3 IBBA courses and then connect you with a business broker mentor to help you with your first 3 transactions.
So the business broker mentors are not within EXP, somebody like you, but they're through the IBBA local Charlotte, Virginia group.
No, no, they are within the EXP. You have a business broker mentor that's within EXP. Like I
Mm.
have mentees. I'm in California, but I have mentees all over the country. So there's not enough business brokers that within EXP so I know that when it comes to the mentors, with commercial mentors, they prefer, it's not required, but they prefer that a commercial mentor be in the same state that the mentee is in. For business brokerage, there are not enough business brokers. We don't have one in every single state. So they don't make that a requirement. So you can
Mm.
pretty much work with any business broker mentor that you want. You just put in a request.
Mhm. Okay.